Hello. Did I reach my goal of being below 200 pounds before Thanksgiving? And what happened after that? Stay tuned.
In our appearance-driven social system, toxic productivity and diet culture are considered especially heinous. In Denver, Colorado, a dedicated goal-getter seeking to crush these vicious lies is the founder of an elite squad known as Heal Thy Spirit. These are her stories.
Hello. All right. So this video is really going to be a recap of what all has missed. The last video that I did was week 25, and that was recorded on October 13th. I did post it like a week or two ago. So this video is going to bring us current. I wasn't going to go back and do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of videos and post them late and be like 2 months behind. So I decided to do kind of a recap. I missed my 6-month anniversary, so to speak. So I figured I would just do a quick weekly update. I will insert the Thanksgiving week because I did record a video right after Thanksgiving because I wanted to keep it fresh and make sure that I was staying up to date, because a lot of times if you wait and something happens, you kind of forget how you felt in the moment. So I'm definitely getting better at trying to capture what I'm feeling during the week right away. And then you will go over, I have some pictures, some side-by-sides, and the early pictures before I started talking about weight loss on the podcast. I had taken some pictures and I cut my head off in the pictures, but it does show me without my tank top on. Because I was just taking them for my own personal use, but I couldn't find any pictures. I literally did not take any pictures of myself in May and June, or July, I don't think. So you'll see the side-by-side comparison as, what I've lost and how we came to 40 pounds down on Zepbound since April. And today's date is December 16th that I'm recording this video. There's a couple other videos that'll get uploaded that I recorded prior to, again, trying to keep up with the staying current. So at any rate, let's get into it. At the end, and I'm just looking down at my notes, so I apologize, for glancing away from the camera. But for week 39, episode 39 is the last one that you saw. That was recorded October 13th. And the weight that week, I was at 215.2 pounds. Did not take my shot the week after, that update, because I was kind of on the fence. At that time, I was experiencing a lot of inflammation in my lower body, which is not something that I generally have a problem with, and definitely have not had that as an issue since I started on Zepbound in April. But that week when I recorded that video, I had gained 2.6 pounds and I was up to 215.2 for week 25. Moving forward to week 26, I did end up skipping the shot that full week, as I mentioned in that video. I worked out 5 times during week 26 and still dropped 2 pounds exactly. So, 2.4, no, exactly 2 pounds. Sorry, I can't read my own writing. 2 pounds exactly, and I weighed in at 213.2 without being on the shot for a week. So I still just kept up my regular routine, which is between 1350 and 1450 of calories, maintaining all my macros and all of that. And, despite the swollen ankles, I still managed to lose 2 pounds. So then moving on to week 27, which is would have been my 25th shot of Zepbound total. because remember, I skipped a week during the colonoscopy, and then I skipped week 26 of actually taking a shot. So I've been on the medication, for at this point for 27 weeks, but only taking my 25th shot. And I did move up to 12.5 at that time, week 27. That would have been the week of October 20th through October 26th. And immediately it feels like, as I take my shot on Fridays, it felt like, and that means the shot was administered on Friday the 18th. Yes, so Friday the 18th. I took the shot, and my swelling went down almost instantly. Like literally, I took it on Friday afternoon, and Saturday morning when I got up, it was normal. I had been the prior week working out with compression socks on, trying to get my water up. I told y'all I took a diuretic that had zero effect on my results, and it was really interesting. So, I mean, I don't know. I was trying to find information to see if, Zepbound has been known to help with that. I've heard people say it, but I don't think there have been any specific studies geared towards that. So, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm kind of on the fence with, I don't plan on staying on Zepbound forever. Like once I get to my goal weight, I feel like I want to, wean myself off of it and just keep up with my activity. Last week was, definitely a motivator for me to have, worked out 5 times and stuck to the plan and still managed to lose 2 pounds. But granted, it was most likely some of that water weight. So cutting to the chase, week 27, I lost 6.2 pounds. So that was, essentially I had gained 2.6, skipped a week and lost 2 pounds. And then the first week after moving up to 12.5, dropped 6.2 pounds. So that, essentially, it all nets out. Obviously, I didn't lose 6 pounds in a week, but that week I did work out 6 days of the week, and again, maintained my calorie and macro goals. So ended that week 27 at 207. Moving on to week 28, I lost another 3 pounds with only 2 workouts that week. I don't know what was going on, probably a school project or something like that, but I only worked out twice, and I kept my protein and fiber and carb and calorie count and dropped down 204 pounds, or dropped down to 204 pounds. Then week 29, there was no change in my weight. I did 6 exercises that week, or 6 exercise sessions. And I gave myself a shot in the right arm, which tends to be what I thought, was my kind of my sweet spot, because I was just alternating one arm to the other for a while at some point, because it's just, my preferred location. But that week with the right arm shot, I actually stayed exactly the same at 204. As far as side effects, I did get that sore mouth again that I talked about a few episodes ago. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. I have not experienced that since week 29. So I don't know if it's maybe something to do with when I go up in dose. I'll have to kind of look back at my notes to see if that, may be an impact. But that's, ended up again, week 29 at 204 pounds. And then week 30, which brings us to, as far as dates, sorry, I'm looking at my calendar. So week 30 puts us at the week of November 10th through November 16th. That would have been shot day, November 8th. I actually did gain. I worked out 5 times that week, and I went up 1.4 pounds. But I found that I don't really stress about any increase or decrease in weight, or increase or no change, I guess I should say, from week to week, because that has been kind of my MO since I started with this, is that I'll lose weight, stay the same, gain, lose a bigger chunk. So I wasn't really concerned with that. And then sure enough, if we pop back to week 31, which brings us to the week prior to Thanksgiving, I went down 2.4 pounds. So I lost the 1.4 that I gained the week before, and then lost an additional pound. And that put me at 203. And I had this magical, I don't know if it's magical, but this stretch goal of reaching below 200 pounds, because I was so close, that I wanted to reach below 200 pounds by Thanksgiving Day. And so I'm going to actually go ahead and insert the video that I filmed for week 32 here. And then we'll come back and we'll be all caught up.
With Thanksgiving. So as you all know, or maybe you don't know, I'm Tia. Which you're probably seeing this at the end of the video, so by now you know that I'm Tia. And I live in Denver, Colorado, but I am originally from Richmond, Virginia, and that's where all my family is, in Richmond. And the Fredericksburg is like Northern Virginia. So that's the area that we are from. My youngest son, who's 21, still lives in our old house. He has a roommate now. Great kid as well. So I got to meet him when we went back home to stay for the week. We flew in on Monday and flew home on Friday. So we got there about 2 p.m. Eastern time. Well, to the house by the time we had to drive from Dulles Airport in the traffic. We got there around 4-ish. So how did my eating go? I've been in a couple of other people's lives this week, and they were asking about, kind of what strategies were being used to stay on track. And I pretty much didn't have a strategy. I, for the most part, just ate everything not ate everything. Let me take that back. I did everything business as usual, the way that I always normally do things. So I have the Renfo travel scale, so I put that in my suitcase, and I took some protein shots just in case, although I didn't drink many of them. My macros were, pretty low overall because I was in town, and, I don't care what anybody tells you. Denver is supposed to be like a foodie city, but, I still miss all the things that we have at home. So, for sure, Bojangles, anybody that knows Bojangles chicken, they don't sell it past Illinois. I know because I drove from Virginia to Colorado 3 times total. I've made that trip. Once before I lived here, once obviously when I moved here, and then once when my middle son, Devron, my oldest son that I gave birth to, he got a job here. So he's here in Denver with me. You've seen his pictures in the 5K video. So I helped, flew back over and drove with him in his car when he moved here, once he graduated from college. So, yeah, we had Bojangles. Well, first Monday night we went to this local restaurant called Sam's, and I take my shot on a Friday, so I still took my shot on Friday. And on Monday, my son came over because he doesn't live with me; he has his own place. But he came over and spent the night. Our flight left at 8:30, and we got there 2 hours before. So actually, we left probably at like 5:30 for the airport. At the airport, I didn't have anything in the morning. I did drink my protein yogurt. It's got 20 grams of protein, the Chobani Complete. which is what I often have after a workout. I just throw my scoop of creatine in there, and I'll have that if I'm not having my normal protein coffee. And sorry, I'm squinting at you as I drive. Obviously, I did have a Dr. Pepper on the plane both ways, like a whole real Dr. Pepper, which I rarely drink any soda at all. But for whatever reason, when I get on the plane, sometimes I want a Dr. Pepper because I know they have it. And so I had a Dr. Pepper, but they put it in a little tiny cup, so I don't even think it's the whole 12-ounce can. I think I put 12 ounces on my tracker. But so I had the Dr. Pepper. They had these delicious snacks called Stellar. It's like Maui onion pretzels, and it's with like salt and monk fruit, some kind, I forget. Oh, onion salt. It's like onion salt and monk fruit, and it sounds like it would be disgusting, but it was pleasantly delicious. So I did have a pack of those, which were 60 calories, and then the gummy bears, like the honey graham things that they don't that they have. I did not have the whole pack, but I ate some of those, and that's what I had on the plane. I did take with me some of those alpha protein brownies, and I believe I ate one on the plane. I know I ate one on the plane. I don't know if I did it on the flight there. The flight there is 3 hours, but because of the jet stream, the flight home was 4 hours, which my son had to explain that to me because I'd never even noticed that before. Like, as many times as I've flown from east to west and west to east, I never knew that. And he's like, yes, Mom. I'm like, that's not a thing. And he's like, yes, it's a thing. So anyway, it was a 3-hour flight, but we lost 2 hours, and it was basically our time was like, or Eastern time is like 6 hour time. So that would have been past the time that we would have had dinner. But, we were up and it was fine. We'd just been on the plane, so we kind of just quickly adapted to East Coast time and went to a restaurant that Vaughn likes, that has wings. They have a whole bunch of things. There's more than one location, but I think it's only like in that Northern Virginia area. I've never seen a Sam's Pizza and Subs. I mean, I have seen them, but I don't know if they're affiliated. But so I got the appetizer sampler, which had fried mushrooms, fried zucchini, mozzarella sticks, and wings. But it was only like 2 or 3 of each, and I did not eat them all. I ate my 2 wings because their wings are really good. The wingettes, rather. I ate those, and I ate 1 cheese stick and some of the fried veggies, which were good. There was onion rings too, but I didn't eat those either. I think those, no, actually there was not. Forget that, scratch that. So that's what I had on Monday, pretty much the whole day. Tuesday I got up, I did my workout on the Trainwell app, and which was upper body. Tuesday was lower body, so legs. I worked out outside. It was actually very pleasant weather. So and our house is small there in Virginia, so I worked outside. I did not have anything other than, I did go to Walmart with my son, and I picked up some of those Fairlife protein shakes that you guys always talk about, because normally when I travel, I weigh out my protein powder and do all the things. I take all my little snacks and just really business as usual, but I just didn't feel like doing all that. So I went to Walmart and got some of the Fairlife 42 grams of protein shakes and a couple of the Oikos brand of the yogurt. I didn't like it as much. It's a thinner consistency, and it does have 23 grams of protein versus the 20 grams that Chobani's version has. But so I had my yogurt. I didn't take any of my supplements. The only vitamins I took was fiber and potassium. And a funny story with the fiber. So I always take my little lunchbox on the plane with me that has like all of the food that I eat so that I don't have to eat garbage when I'm traveling. And we take the Fiber Well gummies, usually for a day, which is 10 grams of fiber. Both Vaughn and I take those daily. So I just counted them out because it's a monstrous jar of vitamins. So I counted out enough for us to have 4 each every day. And that ended up being I guess like 32 for however many days, because we came back on Friday. So I forgot they were in there with all the other snacks. And my oldest son, the 5K son, Devron, he was like, hey, can I have some of your snacks? And I was like, yeah. I never think anything about it. He just eats whatever he wants in there, because I had brownies. I had some Quest sour cream protein chips. There was 4 barbell protein bars and the Alpha 1 protein brownies, like different flavors. They were all in the bag in the lunchbox. And so, the next day he's telling me how he ate some of my gummy bears or gummy candies. He ate like, those were the Fiber Well fiber gummies. And so I calculated out, because there were 11 left, which means he ate like 21 of them, if I could do my math right, which ends up being like 36 grams of fiber. But he was like, I'm not worried. Once I told him, he was like, oh, I'm not worried about it. I eat lots of fiber, which he does. He eats very well balanced, and is the one actually that was harping on me about fiber, and they did not bother him. He did not have any intestinal issues while we were there, but I just thought that was hilarious. So I have to run in for my appointment. I'll pick this back up on my way back and tell you about the rest of the week, which will be no pause for you because it'll just move right into it. But all right, I'm back. So, plasma donation is done. And we were talking about Monday night, we had Sam's for dinner. And then Tuesday, I did my workout, had my yogurt, had a protein shake. What else did I eat on Tuesday? I don't know. I know we had Bojangles for dinner. We ended up we went to the movies to see Moana, which coincidentally, I am drinking out of the sun. One of my sons that lives there works in the movie theater there, and they had all these cool things, and he got me this cup, which I just melted the lid in the dishwasher so it doesn't fit evenly, so that's annoying. But yeah, so I did have popcorn at the movies. It wasn't as good as my AMC popcorn that I have every Saturday when we go, but it was good enough. Then we went to Costco, and Vaughn got my father-in-law a new television, like a big, huge 86-inch TV, and because the old one blew out, the bulb blew out, and he blames my oldest son for playing video games. It's a whole thing. It's crazy. So after we left Costco, I rolled by Bojangles, because that's my place. If you know, you know. And I had a couple of wings and a few French fries, so that was tasty. And then on Wednesday, I intended to do my total body strength training on the Trainwell app, and I was supposed to go down that day. Tyson, my oldest son, and Vaughn were gonna go see a movie that we already saw, but Tyson hadn't seen it, and he wanted to see it, and Vaughn was okay. It was Gladiator 2, which was also really, really good. So I was planning to help my mother-in-law do something on the computer and run some errands for her, and then I was going to come home and work out and go to the grocery store to get what I needed for the things that I needed to prepare for Thanksgiving, and kind of have that day to chill out. I think Traces of Twan was live that day cooking her dinner and cooking her Thanksgiving dinner, and I had commented how it was going to be a light day, and I was looking forward to recording some videos or doing whatever. So my mother-in-law calls me about 10 minutes before I was going to walk down the driveway to their house and asked me. She had a recent hip surgery, and she's been having complications with it, so she asked if I could come, because her leg was swollen, if I could come and take a picture. And because she doesn't have a smartphone, she still has a flip phone. The fact that she has a cell phone is great. But anyway, she wanted me to take a picture to send to her doctor. Well, I was like, okay, I'll be right down there in my workout clothes, because I had that whole plan that I just told you guys, and this jacket over top of my tank top. Thankfully, it's super warm. Go down there. When I get there, she's like, I need to go to the doctor in Richmond, which, as I mentioned, our house in Virginia is in Fredericksburg, which is like Northern Virginia, and Richmond is where my family lives. VCU Medical Center is, I actually went to VCU after high school, not the medical center, the regular college. But you probably know them for their basketball or their medical, because it is a really, I actually had my first, my only lap band surgery at VCU, and that's the same hospital I was born at too. So a lot of fun facts that you guys didn't ask for in this video here, but getting to know me. So anyway, it was 10 o'clock when I was there, and she had to be there at 11:20, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes drive. But it was also Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and if anybody knows anything about 95 South, yeah, so that was a challenge. So I took her. I had to arrange for my they used her car. My other son, I have so many sons. My other son used her car to take my youngest son to work, because he had to be there at 12, and so that was a whole thing. And so I drove her down to Richmond. We get there about 10 minutes late because of the traffic and all the things, and they say, oh, you have to reschedule. No, this was an emergency. So we got her situated. She is okay. And I think she actually had her follow-up appointment today, so I'll have to call and see how that went. But long story short, I drove back, and by the time I got back, I had to go run an errand, not the original errands that were planned to be run that day, but I went to run an errand for her right after, picked up my other son from work once he got off, and I was not about seeing a grocery store Wednesday after being in the car for like 3 more hours that day. So I wanted to have Captain D's, because that is another place that I love to eat, and we do not have it out here in Denver. So, but my sons wanted to go to Cookout, also not in Denver, and Devron, wanted that. So that was okay. I got a cheeseburger, a small tray, like if you have Cookout where you are, you get like a main thing and 2 sides. But I got the junior tray, so it was like a regular bacon cheeseburger, and that's where the onion rings came in. And what else? Oh, the cheese bites. They're like cheese sticks, but they're they look like tater tots. So I ate those, or some of those. I ate the whole burger, but I only ate some of the sides and still have those. And that's why I was confused, because I put it in the same container that my leftovers from Sam's were in. And so there's that. So that was Wednesday. Got up Thursday morning, and I just did not, in my mind, I thought I was going to have enough time. My oldest son wanted to go with me to the store. We went to Wegmans because that was the only grocery store that was open. And I also love Wegmans, and I was able to get my seasoning that I put on my salmon that I had run out of. And last year when I went back for Thanksgiving, we didn't have time to go to Wegmans. So I was very happy and pleased about that purchase, but I got the things that I needed. I made a sage sage pork stuffing because I love it. And for, basically because I wanted it. Nobody asked me to make that, but I make that from scratch, and that was yummy. I made 30 deviled eggs, which is actually 60 deviled eggs, because that's why we had went to Costco the night before to get the large eggs, because I was not about to pay $20 for I think it was 30 eggs or 24 eggs at Walmart, and I pay $11 for the same size at Sam's Club. So we actually went to Costco and picked those up when we got the TV for the father-in-law. So I made the deviled eggs, and I made mashed potatoes. My family doesn't generally eat mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving, but Vaughn and Tyson like mashed potatoes, so I always make mashed potatoes for them to make sure that they have them. So I got back from the grocery store, made Vaughn's breakfast. I drank a coffee from Wawa, which is another place we don't have out here that I miss sorely. And then I went to town on the cooking. Did all the cooking and kidded myself, caught up on some of you guys' YouTube videos that y'all, that other creators that I watch put out. And then I, kidded myself and was because I wanted to leave to go to Richmond at 1 because I didn't know what traffic was going to be doing, but realized I wasn't going to be finished cooking. Devron luckily peeled the 30 eggs, so I didn't have to worry about that, because that's really the part that I hate about deviled eggs. And then, so I was done cooking at 2, jumped in the shower really quick, got dressed, and we hopped in the car and drove back to Richmond, which was even further because my sister, we did it at my sister's house, and she moved about 30 minutes away from where she used to live, so it was actually further than I had driven the day before. But because we eat at 4:30, luckily, and we didn't leave the house until 2, luckily we were, well, actually it was 2:30 because I had to shower. It was more 2:45 when we were actually in the car and on the way. And we got to her house about 4:10 and had a good time. My plate, I realized once I got in the car, I was man, I'm hungry. Oh yeah, because you haven't eaten anything today, dummy. So that is the one thing when you're busy, this medication, you really have to watch yourself because you will forget to eat. I used to forget, well, I can't even blame that on the medication because I used to have timers set in my phone even before I lost weight to remind me to eat, which is, an important thing to note. I'm going into the garage now, so it's going to get dark. An important thing to note because I was always one of those people that's I don't eat that much. I don't know why I'm fat, but, that's another topic for another day. Turn this on so you can see me. And, what else? So, my plate. So I didn't take a picture of it. I wish I had. It was so good. But I had green beans, collard greens that had meat cooked in them. I think ham or pork, something or another. She got smoked turkey from U-Crops with gravy. My stuffing, of course. My sister makes this really good pasta salad, so I ate some of that. My mom makes this really good potato salad. I had some of that. Macaroni and cheese. There was ribs. I ate 1 rib, and I didn't have any bread just because, I'm not a big, huge, well, they didn't have They didn't make like homemade rolls like normal, so maybe I would have had one if we had those. They did have cornbread that came with the ribs, so I didn't eat any of that either though. And there was other stuff there, but that's all the stuff that I ate because that's the stuff that I like. And my plate, it was one of those rectangular plates with all the little different spots. Of course, I ate a deviled egg and ham. So that was what I had, but it was just like one piece of everything, but it was still a big full plate. And I got full. I had a few bites of the green beans and the collard greens and a little chunk of my turkey, but I ate it anyway just because I'm like, it's Thanksgiving, this will be my way of feeling stuffed. Which I wasn't like overstuffed, I just had enough, and I just cleared off my plate, which wasn't that much. I didn't bring home any leftovers, other than I did eat 2 of those rainbow cookies that I showed you in a video a while back from U-Crops, because that's where my sister actually got the turkey. She didn't cook the turkey because there was a ton of people, so she got 2 turkeys from U-Crops, but it was just as delicious as if it was home cooked. Everybody kept asking if there was going to be fried turkey, because for the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, we have always bought the fried turkey. Whether we hosted or not, we would always bring an extra turkey that was fried, especially because I'm, rolling, like my family alone is 5 people. So we wanted to make sure there was always enough food. And so there was no fried turkey. My first son asked me, and I'm like, no, we bring the turkey. Do you see a fried turkey? When I got there, my sister was like, I'm going to miss that fried turkey this year. So we're going to fry a turkey for Christmas. I have to remember to buy, a fryer. We have the traditional one that you do outside, and we also, one year when I was there was a special at the place that I donated plasma at in Maryland, and I won a raffle, and I won one of those butterball turkey fryers indoors. So I think somebody was talking about that, maybe on Dee Dee's live a few weeks back, but I have one of those, but it's in Virginia. So that's what I'd like to get, even though there's no room in my apartment here in Denver. So as far as my weight, I weighed, when I got there Tuesday morning, when I got on the scale, I weighed exactly 200 pounds. And then and I think I still weighed 200 on Wednesday. And then Wednesday I weighed, Thursday, I don't know. I'll have to look back and I'll maybe put it up here. But long story short, I was like 199.8 on Thanksgiving morning. So I hit below 200 by Thanksgiving. And then Friday, when I got back, it was Calzone Friday. I ate all the things, the same things on the plane. I also had a caramel macchiato at the airport because we had to leave. That was when we had to leave the house at 4 to catch our plane that left at like 7:30 from Dulles in DC. And I had the caramel macchiato, and I forgot to tell them sugar-free. It just was because it was early and I only slept like 3-4 hours, because I'd also taken my kids to see their great-grandfather, not related to me, but on their dad's side, while we were in Richmond, because he's getting up there and want to make sure we see him every chance we get, especially with Devron being so far away. And then we so got home at like 11, and then got up at like 2:30 to get ready to leave. And it was Calzone Friday. We have calzones every Friday from this local restaurant called Bono's. So we got that. We tried to do it for lunch, but they were closed for lunch. So I can't remember what we ate for lunch. Something probably around the house. And then we had the calzone for dinner. And actually that ended up being 3 meals for each of us, because we each get a calzone. I used to, before Zepbound, I used to eat the whole thing, and it's literally like this big. I would eat the whole thing in one sitting, and sometimes also a side Greek salad. This time, and since Zepbound, usually I eat, at first I could eat like half, Now I eat it like a third, so it lasts 3 separate meals. But I still have it every week, every Friday. Sometimes I don't get that. Sometimes I'll just get a salad with chicken, but you know, that's neither here nor there. As of this morning, I'm at 200.8 pounds. So I'm still maintaining. So I feel like that was a successful Thanksgiving. My actual true weigh day is on Sunday. It's only Tuesday. I took my shot on Friday when I got back from the airport, and you know, back to business as usual. So there you have it.
As you can see, I ended Thanksgiving week. I did end up, reaching my goal of below 200. I took my scale with me, as I mentioned. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself because I obviously recorded that video 2 weeks ago. And maybe I'll edit out some things, but knowing me, probably not. So the week after, or the week of Thanksgiving that ended on December 1st, I actually bumped up a little bit. And that's, like I said, more so, even though I was down to like 199.8, I was actually on Thanksgiving Day, and then the day after Thanksgiving, I still weighed 199.6. And I was traveling, and then I took my shot when I got home that day. And on November 30th, Saturday, I was back up to 202. But, as I mentioned in the video before, I ate quite a bit on Friday when I came home. And so I'm still very proud of myself, because 202 ending on November 30th is still lower than where I started the month, which was at 206.6 on November 1st. So I dropped a total of 4.6 pounds during the month of November. And during the prior month of October, I dropped 4.4 pounds. So that's pretty much been my trend. In the beginning, I was dropping closer to, between 5 and 8 pounds per month. I only dropped 8 pounds one month. That was during the month of July. And so since then, since July, I have averaged about 5 pounds lost per month. And so I kind of want to share with you. Well, I don't want to share with you, but I know people are probably curious, because these are the types of things that really interest me. So I'm going to share my screen here, and it's shocking, and excuse the 3 pictures of me in my bra, because I was very nervous to do this, and I can't actually believe that I am sharing this with you, but other people do it, and I don't look like that anymore. So, there's that. All right. So you can hopefully see my screen here. And this was the picture that I took. I did take a picture on this first day that I took the shot, and I weighed in at 240.8. And then May 15th, I was doing this thing where I was putting these jeans on that are now falling off of me as of today. But on days that I went to my part-time job, I took a picture of me in the jeans that I'm busting out every day that week. I had a different bra on. So 236.6 is what I weighed May 15th. And they're not exactly 1 month apart, because I only started recently taking a picture of myself on the 1st of the month. But you can see a noticeable difference in about, just not even a full month, maybe 2 to 3 weeks here from this picture to this picture, with the same jeans on. Still a lot going on there. And then July 21st, I was already, uploading videos, and I started, decided to go ahead and take pictures in the same bra and leggings. And then we moved down, and I also started wearing my t-shirt. So August 30th, I was down to 215.6. And September 30th, I was 215 exactly. August, I actually netted a loss for the month, because I started that month, I guess I had gained at some point in July. And so I started August off at 220.4 and ended at 215.6. So that's where this is. And that still was a net loss of 5 pounds. And then September 30th, 15 pounds, same kind of thing. I started at 215, I ended at 211. And then on the 30th, this picture I think actually was taken on October. Oh no, I have a typo on my slide here. So it actually should be, maybe I'll fit that in the, I'll update that and correct it in the edits, but 211.5 is where I ended up in at the end of September, with a total loss that month of 4 pounds. October, I didn't have any pictures except for when I did the 5K. So you can't really do a good comparison because both the leggings and the tank top are entirely too big for me at this point. But I was down to 212.6 pounds on race day, October 6th. And then moving for October, I just told you I netted a total loss of 4.4 pounds that month. November, on November 1st, rather, I weighed in at 206.6, and December 200.6. And so this puts me April 21st to May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and it's almost my 8th month. So 7 full months, or 7.5 months here at the 200.6. So I did, hop up over that, and we'll see where I'm at on my December 8th weigh-in. But you'll have to wait for the next video. I just kind of wanted to get everybody caught up and then go back to my weekly updates and things of that nature. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I had decided to do this because I really noticed a noticeable difference in my arms. And I was like, when I looked at the pictures, that Trainwell app that I've been working out on since like the middle of late October, early November, these are progress pictures from that app. And so I just could really see the definition changing in my arms, and you can even see in my chest area and my waist. I was, it looks a little more flat because you can see my shirt's kind of wrinkled up here. But I did also get a DEXA scan. So the next video you see will be actually my week 33 update. Maybe it'll be the DEXA scan. I can't remember which day. No, I did the DEXA scan on Friday. So you'll probably see that video next, episode 41. And then you'll see this past week's update, or the past 2 weeks updates. I have 2 more, the 8th and the 15th, to get you all caught up. So things are going well, and I'm excited. And I guess that's all I have for you this week. I thought it was pretty cool that I'm down 40 pounds for episode 40 of the podcast. And I just am very excited about the progress that I'm making, and just really wanted to share with all of you guys who have, kind of been supporting me along the way, despite my inconsistency. I'm looking to use this month break off of school before the next semester starts, to really hone in on getting back to some of the more helpful podcasts, other than it's just me talking about me. And just sharing some things that have worked for me, and answering any questions. I do plan on doing some interviews, and maybe in the new year we'll get on the live bandwagon if I can carve that time out into my schedule. But for now, may joy and peace be with you in abundance, and don't forget to heal thy spirit for a healthy spirit. Take care.